Pure energy. Pure energy.
All right, folks, let's get nerdy for a second. All right, this part of the episode, pure energy. So this is part 4, and we had some questions about charging. So with our experts these days, you hear everything from charge your batteries all the way up from 0, or whenever you get your battery, make sure you discharge it all the way down before you charge it all the way up. From lithium ion has no memory to you should charge lithium ion in small increments throughout the day. Charge it on and off throughout the day. That works really well for cell phones, to be honest. Do not charge all the way to 100. That not only works well for cell phones, but that works well for pretty much all lithium ion batteries. Charging your batteries all the way up to 100 could decrease the cycles. Speaking of getting nerdy, let's get nerdy. Well, ladies and gentlemen, whenever you think of a battery, think of it as, and whenever you're charging and discharging, it's the placement and displacement of ions, right? Ions are traveling from one electrode to another. Whenever you're charging a battery, you are sending positive ions from the cathode to the anode. That charge is located on the negative side of the battery. Whenever you start to use that current, those ions transfer from the negative side to the positive side, and that's how you power your equipment. Now that you understand that, which is completely useless, do you need a special charger? The answer to this is yes. The answer is also no. The problem here is that you need to be able to match the voltage, okay? If your charger is not able to match the voltage for that battery, you could spell it with trouble with a capital T right there. I think I just did a Z, but anyway, you get what I'm saying. I love smart chargers, okay? Smart chargers take all the dumb out of it. And one of my favorites is the Noku Genius 10 is what I use, and they come in, the 10 is indicative of the amps, okay, the charging amps that are supplied. And I'm going to get to amps here in just a second. Let me back up a second. The Noku Genius 10 is one of my preferred battery chargers. That's what I use for not only my lead acid, but AGM and also my lithium ion batteries. I found this battery charger to, man, it can wake up a battery from literal death. I'm talking about buried and gone from existence. It can wake that sucker up. I've used some of the cheap chargers in the past that are supposed to be able to charge not only lead acid, but also lithium ion. And let me tell you, those things, the cheap ones, are battery killers. If you're not spending a good chunk of change on your battery charger, expect it to lessen the life expectancy of your battery. Spend some money on something good. So what about the amperage or current that's being supplied? Why is that important? Well, I can tell you, if we're talking about like your cell phone batteries, I'd hold up a cell phone, but I'm using it. Your cell phone batteries, mine is probably about 4,300 milliamps, okay? Which would equal 4.3 amps, all right? So 4,300 milliamps, and let's say my charger, for simplicity's sake, let's say that my charger supplies us 1,000 milliamps as a current, okay? At that point, it would take approximately but what if you took that same charger and tried to charge a 50 amp hour battery? It would take you almost 2 days. 50 amp hour, okay? Basically what you have to do is you have to multiply that and turn it into milliamps, okay? It would then be 50,000 milliamps. And 1,000 milliamp would take approximately 50 hours, 2 freaking days to charge a battery like that? No, thank you. Instead, what you want to do is have something like that Noku Genius 10, which is going to supply 10 amps, a full 10 amps of charging current to that battery for charging purposes. Therefore, your battery is charged in 5 hours approximately. I haven't actually put the battery up to this 50 amp hour battery here, the charger up to this guy, but I know that the charger that comes with this battery is a 10 amp charger. So in the future, I'll be able to test that theory, and I'm sure that I'm pretty close. I'm pretty spot on. Math doesn't typically lie. Now, whether or not the available milliamps or the available amps in this battery are accurate, sometimes it's off by a little bit. I would say less than 1%, that it's off. So if this thing were 49,500 milliamps or 49.5 amps, then the charge time would probably be about the same. Then we had the question about solar charging. All right. The problem with solar charging is being able to find an adequate solar panel to provide enough amperage to effectively and efficiently charge your battery. Don't get me wrong, you can find solar panels from all over the world, and they're being made available to you on Amazon, eBay, Alibaba, whatever, okay? Are they all going to be worthy of an outdoor environment? I mean, you would think, yeah, it's a solar panel. That type of shit's supposed to be used outdoors. But the problem is that not all of them are rugged enough to be used in our type of environment. I mean, we're going to be in a kayak, cruising around, water's going to be splashing. It might be saltwater, might be freshwater. We might be exposed to extreme temperatures. And I'm not talking about like just cold, I'm talking about hot as well. And those inexpensive solar panels, although they say they may provide, a lot of times they're going to be scaled in watts instead of amps, but they will tell you sometimes and remember the conversion. Okay, I'm not going to put it up there again, or maybe I will, I don't know. But there is a conversion for watts to amps, and you'll see that the amount of amps that it's providing a solar panel that's actually scaled to a size that can be used in what's considered a minimalistic capacity, they're not going to provide that much juice. So while solar power can be effective, just how effective can it be? I'm actually going to find that out, because I do have FPV Power, by the way, going back to FPV Power, does have a solar component that you can use with their batteries to charge from a solar panel. So my plan is to use maybe something like a Goal Zero, which is probably one of the best outdoor products available in the market for outdoor electronics. Waterproof, shatterproof, dustproof, proof. I'm willing to bet if I get the parts matched up properly, I'll have some success. So really all it's doing is keeping a small amount of headroom as you're discharging. It's prolonging the inevitable, which is a fully discharged battery. All right, guys, that's all I've got for today. We're going to come back. I don't know if we should talk about cell technology or not for lithium-ion batteries, because I need to get this build started, and hopefully my parts will start coming in soon. We can start with the motor. That's coming pretty soon. The Newport Vessels 60-pound thrust motor. That thing is going to be bad to the bone, guys. We'll see you.
Pure energy.